Hello, I'm back. I'm going to read you another book. I'm going to read you one book, and it's short because Pop-Up said the last one I made is too long. So I'm going to do one book. It's a short book. So I think Deirdre will like this book too. The other one was probably a little long for Deirdre and Claire. But anyway, I'm in the toy room again, all by myself. No friends playing here at my house, making me very sad. But Phoebe's here, and she's listening. She's right next to me. So Phoebe, if you want to come up here, come on up. So this one is called Why Worms. I have not read this one in a long time, and I used to read this to your mommies when they were little. And it is an easy reader for 4 to 7 years old. So Delaney, you could probably read this. And you know what else? I heard that Rosie's starting to read some words. So good for you, Rosie. I'm proud of you. It's by Gillian Davies and Robin Kramer. All right, Why Worms. I'm going to try to go a little slower, but I can't go too slow because then it's too big of a file. So here we go. Do you see it? Okay, there you go. Andrew had a drawing book, a big, fat, enormous drawing book. It had lots of "Please fill me up" pages. So Andrew drew on them with his fat, red crayon. You can see Andrew's little doggy there has the crayon in his mouth. Oh, look what he made. Wow. He drew cars and cats and cowboys. He drew kings, queens, and astronauts. He drew horses, hills, and helicopters. But most of all, he drew worms. Lovely, wiggly worms. "Why worms?" asked his mom. "Because I like them," said Andrew, "and they're easy." So Andrew drew worms, long, lean, curly ones that wound all around the page. He drew tiny squished up ones in the corners. He drew worms on their backs and their fronts and upside down. There were worms so thin they tangled up like string, and worms so fat they filled the whole page with one wiggle. Andrew drew worms in cars, under cats, and in cowboy hats. He drew worms that rode horses, crawled on over hills, and waved out of helicopters. He drew and drew until there were no worms left, and the big, fat, enormous drawing book was full. Andrew looked around for somewhere else to draw, but there was only the wall, the beautiful white bedroom wall. Uh-oh. So he drew an especially big happy worm. It waved its way along by Andrew's bed and peeped around the corner to smile over his pillow. Uh-oh. "Come and see my happy worm," shouted Andrew. But his mother didn't like the worm at all. In fact, she was very angry. She made him wash the worm away with a wet cloth. Aw, poor Andrew. Ooh, guess you shouldn't draw on the wall. So Andrew was sad, and he drew sad worms on his pillowcase. Uh-oh. You see the bunny? The little bunny and the doggy. Reminds me of Daphne. His mom didn't like the sad worms either. She took away his crayon and his pillowcase to wash it. Ooh, she is mad. Look at the doggy trying to pull the pillowcase. "Time for bed," said Andrew's mother. So Andrew had to dream of worms instead. The next day, Andrew wanted to draw again. "We're going shopping first," said his mom. I wonder what they're going shopping for. Do you have any ideas? Can you make a prediction? And Andrew's mom bought him a new big, fat, enormous drawing book with even more pages. And an especially blue crayon. But Andrew was fed up with worms now, so he drew... Make a prediction. What do you think he's going to draw next? Spiders instead. So he's drawn spiders. Isn't that cute? I like that book. All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to read today. I love you. You are the best. I miss you. Please come as soon as you can. And everybody say okay to their mommies and daddies.